We are getting old.
My dream is to be a pilot. I want to be an architect.
Geologist.
You and I are growing further. You don't really talk to me.
Hey everyone, and welcome. We're here with episode 3 of the One Degree Alumni Podcast, and for today's episode we're here with Laurence. So really good to have a catch up with Laurence, a past One Degree student from many years ago, but looking forward to having a catch up with you. Hey Laurence, how's it going?
Hello, I'm fine, everything's good.
Good man, good to see you. Looking forward to our chat. I know we've got a lot we want to speak about. I suppose just to dive straight in, why don't you tell everyone when you did One Degree? I know it was a long time ago, so you're sort of looking back in time quite a bit, and maybe just, first off, just when did you do One Degree, and what was happening at that time in your life?
Okay, so I started One Degree in 2012. So yeah, in a Newman Catholic College. So we got introduced to one degree by like our teachers and stuff, and then first of all, it was like they were saying it's in the weekend. I think I can remember it was on the weekend, yeah. So I was a bit like iffy about that, But yeah, so we would go to school in the same school during the weekend, and then we'll have like a maths and English class. And at first it was okay because like you get to see your classmates not in a school like environment, It's like you meeting them in their personal life, So how they really are and stuff. So that was interesting. Yeah. I remember.
Did you feel like you really sort of needed it going into it? Was it something that you really needed, or
yeah,
did that take a bit of time before you sort of realized while you were in the program, like, oh, this is actually really useful?
Yeah. So at first I knew that I needed it, but it's like because I was young, like you don't tell yourself that.
Yeah.
But I knew I needed it for my education purposes and stuff.
Was it quite sort of tough, when you were in the process, or did you warm to the whole concept and idea and spending time on weekends with One Degree? Did you warm to that quite quickly, or was it quite tough for us in the long period?
So at the start it was tough because for me I'm very antisocial and I'm very introverted. But then I got comfortable. The mentors were very nice. And everything was like I became comfortable with going to the weekend, going to One Degree, and then as time progressed, like I always looked forward to going.
Nice. I mean, for anyone listening, maybe new to this, so One Degrees obviously mainly helps GCSE students, so students age 15, 16 with maths and English on sort of weekend sessions. But also, Laurence, I guess there was a lot of other stuff around that was sort of kind of complementing the academics, some life skills, some soft skills and stuff like that. Can you remember any of those sort of mini lessons that were done in amongst all of that? Yeah,
so I remember like the food. I remember One Degree was saying they're not like the normal school, like it was always like healthy food and stuff. Which if you're young, you always want to eat like normal, like junk food, kind of like fast food. And I remember the pizza was very good and stuff, and like burgers and all of that stuff.
Nice. And were there any other sort of life skills that you learned and any stuff like that? Did they, I know you had some inspirational guest speakers as well that came to speak to you.
Yeah, so we had like a lot of speakers come in. I remember we had a actor.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot his name, but yeah, like he would tell us about his past and stuff, and you learn about because he was in the same position as us,
Yeah.
So you get to learn like their like success story and stuff, and you try.
Was that Riz Ahmed? I think it was, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember him. And
back before he was too famous. He's so famous now, isn't he?
Before we were like, I haven't seen any of his movies, but yes, I remember his movies. Like now recently, he's quite famous now.
Yeah. Cool. And then I guess as you sort of went through the program and you were approaching exams, did you feel a little bit more confident as you were approaching exams and going into exams then because of this sort of extra help?
Yes. So during the GCSEs, I felt more comfortable going into it as if I wasn't to go to One Degree, because I feel like One Degree is like they're like training you. Like if you're looking at it in a sporting aspect, they're like training you, and like tactically they're like telling you how to do this, how to execute this when you enter the exam. And that's why I felt more comfortable, because you know, in One Degree they taught me how to like a lot of planning.
And then once all the exams and the stress of exams were done, and you got your results, was it a bit of a relief? Did you get, you know, close to what you were hoping to get in your results in the end?
Yeah, definitely. And that's why like I'm always appreciative to One Degree, because they always like they always told me, like even after the GCSEs, like you shouldn't let a grade determine your future, and for that always stuck with me. Yeah.
Nice. And I mean, I know since One Degree, that was only the part of the whole journey and everything, but since One Degree you've been up to so much, and I'd love to get into speaking about, you know, some of the amazing things you've been doing more recently. But from One Degree, you know, for the next few years of your life after One Degree, what sort of happened then, and what did you get up to?
So after One Degree, I went to college in City of Westminster. Then I did sports, and then after that, after college, I decided to go to Philippines for a year and study there. And for me, that was a big like step in my life, because you know, my family is in London. Like I'm originally from the Philippines, but I grew up here. I was born here, so I don't really speak the language over there. So moving there was a very different, like it was difficult for me. So like during my time in the Philippines, you know, I learned a lot about myself, because I'm usually alone. Yeah, I'm usually alone that whole year. So I learned a lot about myself. Then I drew up, just like, because I would be in my dorm for most of the time, just like sketching like clothing stuff, like t-shirts and like all of that stuff. And then so after that, after Philippines, I came back. Then I got my first job, and then with my first payslip, I registered my clothing brand now, Lem Clothing, and it's been like 6 years now. 6 years of just doing my own thing with the clothing brand.
That's amazing. I can't believe it was in 6 years already. That's incredible. And can you remember the very first time that you thought that clothing and designing clothing was going to be something you wanted to get into? Was it you sitting in the dorm room, as you mentioned, or was it, you know, even before that you sort of started thinking about something?
Yeah, so before, like I would say during year 11, so like during the One Degree time, like during the end, because One Degree was during the end, I remember like just having a concept of it, but it wasn't really like you know, like full effect. It was just like a little thought and like a little hobby that I would do like on my day off after. So yeah, like it took me probably, so after that, it took me probably 3 years to set out everything. But I would say in Philippines is what made me like master my craft in like designing, sketching, all of that stuff. And then when I came here, I just executed it, and I did all the networking probably before, during college time. Yeah.
Nice. And so with the clothing line, are you getting stuff manufactured in the Philippines? Is it sort of made, locally in the UK, or how do you go about it?
So before my first year, I was getting stuff manufactured in the Philippines, but then I changed it because I moved back to here. So I started getting things manufactured here, but then because I had I had the email of a Nike representative during my college time, so I would email them mostly like every week I would send them designs and stuff, and then they were like very nice for them to send me like their manufacturers. So now I use them. Like I use Nike's manufacturers, like their patches and all of that stuff. But just recently I decided to just do everything myself, because that's where I find the joy more. Like when I was getting stuff manufactured and emailing a lot of different companies, it's very stressful, but and then it was getting I wasn't getting the fun out of it anymore. So now I decided to go back to the start, but still have like all the networks I gained during the years, isn't it?
Nice. And I mean, what's the sort of vision with this clothing line? Obviously, this would be, this is your career path. This is what you want to make your life of, and everything like that. And doing so well so far. Like what's the vision? What's the ultimate goal with your brand at the moment?
So at the start, like I wrote down like what I want for the future of the brand, and I remember, because One Degree helped me so much, I put like I wanna be like help charities, like a lot of charities that involve helping children, because children are like they're the future of the world and everything. So so I want to help, just like helping people, like still do my own clothing brand stuff, and like
nice.
just
No, I mean that's amazing. So probably a good time, actually. I know you did some really nice designs for One Degree, and maybe it's a good time just to talk us through some of this stuff you did for us and you put onto our shop. So do you want to talk about some of the inspiration of the stuff you did here?
Yeah, definitely. So I was on holiday when I designed this stuff, and so I was away, and so the London skyline, because One Degree and my clothing brand Lem Clothing is a London based. We're London based, right? So that's why I had to put the London skyline.
Nice. And then the sort of reverse underneath.
Yeah. So half of the bottom and the top, it's essentially one, but because I had to put the One Degree, because I can't put the One Degree upside, like below the logo, because that's not the logo, right?
Yeah.
But for me, when I design stuff now, I want stuff to be timeless. So it's not like just for the now. It's like something that will look nice in the future as well.
Yeah. And the sort of LEM side of things, how many iterations have you gone through with the kind of design that you've ultimately got now? Has that gone through quite a few transitions through the years?
My logo.
Yeah.
So I did my logo when I was in like year 10.
Oh wow.
I was in year 10, but I just kept it on like the side because I remember so basketball players, they all like when they are signed to Nike, they have their own logos. So I designed my own logo and then I just like kept it on the side.
Nice. So anyone watching or listening to this episode, go and check out shop.myOneDegree.org and some of the collaboration between Laurence and LEM Clothing and One Degree are on the shop. So it's a great place to go and check out, One Degree items as well as the LEM collab. Where's a good place for people to reach you, Laurence, and find more of your specific and more unique stuff?
So you can follow my Instagram account at LEM_UK, and we're there.
And are you focusing? What's the range that you've got going at the moment? Is it just t-shirts? What else have you got?
So we have everything. So we have t-shirts, jumpers, hoodies, shorts. Sometimes toys. But for me, because my brand reflects me, as I'm getting older, I want to transition to older stuff, like ties. Because before I started LEM Clothing, I was always fascinated about suits and stuff. So in the future, I'm looking forward to diving into that section.
LEM going into suits, that's amazing. I wouldn't have thought that's what you would go down. That'd be so cool. I can't wait to see that.
It's time for me to mature now,
Have you got anyone else helping you with the business, or is it just you?
It's just me. It's just me or my manufacturers, that's it.
And do you make stuff to order? Have you got some stuff in stock? Because I know these days it's so popular, isn't it, to do this kind of made to order style of clothing?
So usually if I'm doing a Nike collab, they send me the stuff, then I just do my own thing on it. But if it's LEM Clothing, like I'll only order a certain amount, and then if it's finished, it's finished.
Nice. Yeah, everyone go and check out LEM Clothing, give Laurence some support, and also obviously shop.myOneDegree.org. Go check out the collab. Really do recommend doing that. Obviously, Laurence volunteered his time and some of his designs to One Degree, and obviously all the profits from the sale of shop.myOneDegree.org go back into the One Degree program. So yeah, really win-win all around. It's been amazing chatting to you, Laurence. I want just to round off, what sort of advice can you give students going into their GCSE year? Obviously a real sort of stressful year. Everything seems to happen at once. A lot of stuff can be really daunting for students when you're sort of 15, 16-year-old. If they've got the option to go and get some support from One Degree, or even if they don't and they're just listening to this, do you have any advice for them?
Yeah, like if you have the opportunity to go to One Degree, I think like you should take it, because you don't want to regret it if you don't if you don't get the grade you want in the future. You don't want to regret it, because until now, you always look back, and definitely you'll enjoy the process. You'll enjoy learning about yourself, and that's the most important thing, is about learning about yourself and the people that you're close to, because during that time, you spent 5 years with the same people growing up. So other than that, you can also improve your maths and English and hopefully get the grade that you want.
And then what about finish GCSE year and the next sort of few years of their life, following their dreams, going down their sort of authentic path like you've done, and exploring things like you've done, and being so brave like you have, and starting up your own business and all of that. Do you have any advice for those next few years following the GCSE year?
Yeah, so when you finish your GCSEs, you're gonna have to make decisions on yourself, like where to go and all of that stuff. But just like, don't let anyone tell you like you can't do it. Even if it's your mom and dad, people that are really close to you, just set your mind to what you want to do, because at the end of the day, you have to do what makes you happy.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. No, such good advice. Laurence, it's been a pleasure chatting to you and learning more. I'd love to get you back in the future so we can dive a little bit deeper into the clothing journey and some of the challenges you've had with that. And it'd be great for you to share your experience and advice with people who want to follow a similar path to you. So let's definitely have a chat in the future and we can explore that a bit more. But for this episode, thank you so much for sharing past, present, and future with us. Really been great catching up with you.
Thank you.
Really been good. Thanks. And everyone watching, thank you so much. You've been listening to episode 3 of the One Degree Alumni Podcast. Thanks so much from myself, Roger from One Degree, and from Laurence. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone.